You have most likely seen the title of this video, and it's probably filled with utter rage right now as we speak. Salingogon, what the are you talking about? Are you insane right now? Yes, I am incredibly insane, like forever. All jokes aside, I allow you to cancel me in any way, shape, or form. But I would like to discuss with you some of the issues I found with this Baybayin trend. Yes, you heard it right. Trend. Not only that the Baybayin hype has ended, we'll talk about that later, but also I wanted to talk about this quote-unquote controversial topic at the very end of the trend. For disclaimer, I do not think this will give me much slack, but I am criticizing the trend, not the writing system itself. If you did not understand, I am criticizing and analyzing the things people did while using Baybayin. And second of all, I started learning Baybayin when I was in grade 8, and all of this Baybayin hype came around when I was in grade 10. It means I am better than all of you. Just kidding. So, just sharing my handwriting because why not? I will be dividing this video into two halves. One is atrocities people handled the writing system, and the other is the horror people did to love it. Now, should I be harsh? Yes, I should. Well, here are some things I found disgusting during the Baybayin trend. And no, I won't discuss what even is Baybayin. Go figure it out yourself. One thing I noticed when searching for Baybayin is the order of the characters. Yes, characters, in which it is based on the order of the Latin alphabet. But digging deeper, it is never the case. In this endeavor, we must pursue cultural relativism. Just like the Javanese with the Hanacharaka order, Baybayin too has its own order, as written in the Doctrina Christiana. It lists every character with the top and bottom vowel diacritics present simultaneously. A, I, U, Ha, Pa, Ka, Sa, La, Ta, Na, Ba, Ma, Ga, Da, Ya, Nga, Wa, and the stop symbol. If you are tired memorizing all of these over again, you can also sequence the sounds by its place of articulation. I have also noticed that most people call these characters letters, in which it is wrong. A letter represents one specific sound, while a character represents two specific sounds spoken at the same time. Because every symbol of Baybayin always has an inherent A sound, it is considered as a character. There's also this thing that irritates me a lot. Baybayin characters gets romanized to its Latin counterpart. Well, it is not wrong, but for simplicity. But keep in mind that these characters does not represent the letters, but represents the sound it is making. So using the power of linguistics, this character is not the letters P and A, but the voiceless bilabial plosive and the open central unrounded vowel. Same thing, this represents the sounds voice velar plosive and closed back rounded vowel. I also don't get why people use Baybayin in constructing acronyms, and I think it's ridiculous. As mentioned earlier, every symbol represents a consonant sound and a vowel sound, which is unlike alphabets where each symbol represents one single sound. So obviously, acronyms will work on Latin script. Though there are languages who use the first syllables of words to make acronyms, but culturally, Filipinos don't do that. Also, I don't get why people make acronyms using cross-mark characters. It does not represent characters, but sounds of coda consonants. So, MNL48 is just 48. Another thing that I want to address, this is probably one of the most controversial takes in this video. Let me say that Baybayin is written solely for Tagalog and probably other non-Tagalog languages, and not in English. I am irritated to see people write in English with Baybayin with a poor attempt in conversion. Like, why write in Baybayin when you have Latin? Though that's another issue for the next time. Not only it is an eyesore, deciphering it will be obviously challenging. This extends to writing your name in Baybayin. What the disgusting. Especially when your name is Christine or Jason. This again also extends to horrible tattoos. See for yourself. Also regarding consonant clusters of English and non-English languages when written in Baybayin. Why cluster will be cluster? Y'all be like,
Sally, why Korean and Japanese have this feature?
first of all, the use of the writing systems to write English is already attested to history. Second, we treat English and its orthography different to Koreans and Japanese. So let's use Baybayin alongside Latin. By the way, who the coined Baybayin in the first place? And why do they think it's more appropriate in Alibata? I mean, I get the disuse of Alibata, but like still. Though no hate towards Baybayin blogs, you know who you are, I feel like using your own authority and rudimentary celebrity as being the most searched blogs on the internet to make your own rules and making quote-unquote modern Baybayin feels hasty. Well, at least try referring your own standardization to a higher professional body first and tag your rules as a fucking proposal. You have made people misunderstood some of the core concepts of Baybayin, making those B15, B17, B19, B whatever, hard selling of new characters for new sound, fucking balanghayan pamudpot, Virama purism, and that godforsaken bulilang. I mean really. I remember a girl who made a journal design with bulilang as an entry and captioned the post,
Ito po ba yung numerals ng Baybayin?
"No, you're just a misled bitch. Heck, I have my very own standardization rules but I keep it to myself. At the moment." What? I cannot hear you. What? Baybayin Bill? Oh no, bitch, cancelled. Total fake ass nationalism mixed with utter impracticality, economically and socio-culturally. That will probably be a separate video. Well, how about making a Unicode of Baybayin? I see that the Tagbanwa, Hanuno, and Buhid Mangyan writing has their own official Unicode. Why Baybayin has no Unicode yet? It's because those are more important than Baybayin. They are being used by actual living, breathing indigenous people right now as we speak. And also the extant texts are still present. They hold more priority than this big ball of mess. To end the first division, I would like to say that Baybayin at present is not ought to its intended purpose. I mean, look at this. All of the media related to Baybayin are all images filled with fake nationalism and aesthetic abuse. Most of them are used to write cringe-ass romances and topics of love and whatever. Baybayin should be viewed at the moment as a specimen for academic interest. It should look like this. It should look like documents, manuscripts, codices, and seals. Ugh. Now let's talk about people. What I am bitching about is that people tend to focus more on Baybayin only, purely amateurly. There are more writing systems that exist in the Philippines right now as we speak. These are being used by indigenous societies, Tagbanwa with the Tagbanwa and Palawan people, Hanunoo and Buhid by the Tumangyan groups, and Jawi by the Tausug and Maguindanao people. They are more special unlike this stinking mess because they are still being used for religious and recreational purposes. They must be the top priority since again, they exist. Duh! And they have many different consistent source materials. Hence the Unicode. Hence this rant. Hence mad ass people. Anyway, spoken language is more dynamic than written language, meaning change is inevitable for spoken languages. Though a message for indigenous people, please do not use Baybayin if your culture do oral literature or use a non-Baybayin writing system. The Latin alphabet has altered to accommodate linguistic concepts and letter diacritics which best suits your respective languages. Not only the use of Baybayin is a tremendous alteration towards your society's culture and history, Baybayin cannot represent sounds your language have that Tagalog does not have. Okay, now to the non-indigenous. Let's start being fucking harsh. Don't worry, I was also like you in the past, cringy as That's why it is easy for me to give to y'all. I despise you all as y'all use Baybayin as a mere excuse for fake nationalism. It is basically all performative. I love my country type of shit. All of these are all petty cringe. From what I have observed, everything y'all do appeals only to emotion and not the objective truth.
Kailangan natin buhayin muli ang Baybayin upang mailing natin ang impluensya ng mga Kastila.
Y'all hear yourselves? You use Baybayin as an excuse to quote-unquote connect to ancestors, yet you all only use Baybayin for tacky as aesthetic for romance, love, and basically fake nationalism in general. There's even one post I saw, a Filipino subject high school teacher making a graded exam about and written in Baybayin, and they complain in the caption that Filipino students prefer learning Hangul than Baybayin yada yada yada. Imagine ruining your grades from some butthurt teacher projecting their own fake nationalistic insecurities. I mean, why Baybayin got popular in the first place? You cannot connect to your ancestors through pottery, jewelry, fashion, religion, architecture, and etc. because those are not readily available to a common person. but writing does. Everyone can write, everyone are allowed to write. That's why Baybayin got popular. Heck, you cannot connect to your ancestors. Past Philippines is a remotely vague and separate culture to modern Philippines, severed by centuries of rampant colonization. And every remaining source alluding to the classical era must be taken with a grain of salt for reasons either lacking sociocultural nuances and documentary bias. You can love your country without being a fake nationalist, buy Filipino products, support local businesses, be law-abiding for eternity, not be racist, do not spread fake news, do not abuse your power to harass people physically, sexually, and politically. Be inclusive, like respect the elderly, LGBT community, and the disabled. And businesses during this trend got their hypes out and slapping random ass bye-bye onto bags, t-shirts, and other merchandise just to sell and promote being nationalistic Filipino. Have y'all got no fucking shame in you right now? Monetizing an entire culture for your own gain while tricking people into thinking what they're doing is the right thing? This is cultural commodification, appropriation, and exploitation in a nutshell. Since I have said earlier, past Philippines is basically a different culture to us. Heck, even define what the is past Philippines. Hypocrisy at its finest just to sell your tacky ass, crappy ass products. People who are bathing in the Baybayin liquid goodness, when corrected, will retaliate by dissing the all over you while not even acknowledging the truth. I had that experience when people are using bulilang on a specific Baybayin related group. I have to comment that the bulilang is just a proposal, and if they want to use numerals, they can use the numerals of the Kawi writing system or even the Hindu-Arabic numeral system. One bitch snapped saying I was being a nerd or being a general killjoy. Another scenario from a specific pre-colonial Philippines-related group, I know you all bitches. It is supposed about Baybayin and other writing systems being taught on elementary students, like Baybayin for grade 1, Hanunoo for grade 2, so on and so forth. I said that's being demanding for the children, like having to learn a writing system we do not even speak is intended language. If you want to personally learn all of the scripts, then so be it, just to not include the children. This bitch, I still know his name until today, replied,
You're the one being demanding. Nye, nye, nye.
calm the down, y'all pathetic. Even with the Hangul preference over Baybayin, I have every right to learn Hangul whenever I want without being called a disgrace to this damned nation. Heck, I learned Hangul when I was in grade 7 and Baybayin when I was in grade 8. And again, Baybayin trend started when I was in grade 10. And also the Facebook and Twitter names, usernames, whatever, it's all pathetic and tacky as fuck. Ugh. You know, good thing that this Baybayin trend ended. I cannot stand it anymore. Like one time I saw a woman wearing a wrong spelled tattoo at a pure gold. I cannot stop laughing with my siblings. Like who the cares it being used in an official capacity anyways? I once wrote Baybayin on a neighbor's debut once. The host called it Chinese. Y'all be mad on my behalf. I asked my mother if she would learn this thing. She said,
No.
I said, good call. I asked my friends, they don't give two fucks about it being official. Like, does your neighborhood Marites give a Does your local beer belly and street thugs give a Does your neighborhood cussing like there's no tomorrow kids give a No, they won't. So pursuing this goal is obviously futile. One culture expert I know, they don't know me, said that
Good luck with that dead, doomed writing system using that lousy, exclusionist, bad, elitist attitude.
there are more better ways than to drown yourself from the Baybayin madness, like try being more eco-friendly. The Earth's gonna die in 4 to 5 years anyway, so it is great to make a part. Use less plastic on products and daily necessities. Utilize the use of reusable containers, utensils, and the also trending metal straws. If you're living near factories, try using those and purchasing cheap products. Please carpool or commute to your destination. Cars outnumber the children crank up by teen parents. Lessen your carbon footprint. Don't make more carbon dioxide than your body is expelling. I don't know, don't be a fucking douchebag. Anyways, that is for today. Like, share, and subscribe, I guess. It will help a lot. Salingogon, peace out.